We read that in Hebrews 9:16 and 17. For where a testament is, there must also of necessity be the death of the testator. For a testament is of force after men are dead, otherwise it is of no strength at all while the testator liveth. I'm sure you realize that the word testament and covenant is one and the same thing. It's like a final will or testament. One other fact about the new covenant is clearly laid down in Galatians 3:15. Though it be but a man's covenant, yet if it be confirmed, no man disannulleth or addeth thereto. Now isn't that beautiful, friends? Christ's covenant would be ratified or confirmed by his death, and therefore would not go into effect until after his death. But once it had been ratified by his blood, nothing could ever be added or taken away from it. Now we can understand why Jesus instituted the Lord's Supper the night before he died. He actually spoke of his broken body before it was broken, just so that beautiful observance could be included in his new covenant. This is why he said in Luke 22:20, "This cup is the New Testament in my blood." And just before the communion commandment, Jesus gave his 3 commandments about the washing of feet. There's fully as much divine authority from the Lord Jesus for practicing foot washing as there is for observing the Lord's Supper. Both were commanded by the same Master just before he ratified the new covenant by dying on the cross. So any church that claims to follow New Testament command and example should observe the Lord's Supper and practice foot washing. Well, that leads us to another myth that we'll only have time to mention briefly on today's broadcast, and it ties in also with the ratifying of the new covenant. Millions of Christians observe Sunday, the first day of the week, and feel honestly that there's some biblical command for their worship. But friends, painful as it may be to accept, this is only another myth based on tradition. Sunday keeping was added hundreds of years after Christ lived and died. It could never be a part of the new covenant that was sealed and ratified by the death of Jesus on the cross. No claims have ever been made, as far as I know, that the keeping of Sunday was known before Christ died. The seventh-day Sabbath was observed by Christ just as it had been observed by all God's faithful people through the ages. Luke 4:16 says of Jesus, "And as his custom was, he went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day and stood up for to read." So you see, friends, the Sabbath is the Sabbath of the new covenant, the seventh-day Sabbath. And the first day was something added after the death of the testator. It could never be a part of the new covenant requirements of Christ. Well, one of our information folders gives the true facts on this Sabbath subject, friends, so if you haven't written for it yet, why don't you do it today? It's information folder G, and there's no charge whatsoever for this folder or any of the other 11 in the series. You'll be astounded at the Bible teaching on the 10 Commandments, and especially concerning the 4th one. Our mailing address is Amazing Facts, Box 680, Frederick, Maryland, zip code 21701. Ask for folder G when you write. That mailing address again is Amazing Facts, Box 680, Frederick, Maryland, 21701. And ask for folder G. Now, today's message is also available on request if you just ask for broadcast number 452 when you write. And be sure to give the call letters of the station also when you write.